Continuing our lecture on the factors that promoted Indian nationalism, we are now going to analyze some of the repressive colonial policies which contributed in the same. So, first of which is the age limit for civil services examination. The maximum age limit to qualify this particular examination was decreased from 21 years to 19 years by Lord Lytton in 1877, and this enraged the intellectual class. Now, the second of which is the Arms Act. In 1878, Lord Lytton passed Arms Act as per which Europeans could carry arms easily without a license, but Indians would have to have license for the same. This also enraged Indian peoples. Now, the next one is organization of Imperial Darbar. An Imperial Darbar was organized in India to celebrate the feeling of British governance in India, which was held in 1877 again during the reign of Lord Lytton. This was also protested, this was also criticized because it was held at a time when the people of South India, the people of Dakhan, were suffering from the effects of severe famine. Now, the next one is the passing of Vernacular Press Act. As per this act, the vernacular papers were not allowed to print anything against the government, and they also had to submit their proofs to the censor before getting published. But the English newspapers were free to publish anything they have liked. Now, the last one is the Albert Bill controversy. This Albert Bill controversy is considered as a progenitor of foundation of Indian National Congress. A bill was introduced in 1883 by Justice Albert, which gave the Indian magistrate the power to try the Europeans, but it could not be passed due to the opposition of Europeans in India. Finally, it was decided that Indian magistrate could try European accused, but that a particular accused could claim to be tried by a jury, and in that jury, half of the members should be either Europeans or the Americans. Now, this agitation, this opposition of the Europeans against this bill was considered an example of racial prejudices. And now the early nationalists started to feel that we need to have an organization of our own to raise our voices. And in that way, the Indian National Congress was born. So in the next slide, we are going to see the story of Indian National Congress.
Now we will look at the foundation of the Indian National Congress. The Indian National Congress was founded in the year 28 December 1885 in Bombay under the presidency of Womesh Chandra Banerjee. Allan Octavian Home, a retired civil servant, played an important role in the formation of Congress. The second session of the Congress was held at Calcutta in 1886 and Dadabhai Naoroji presided over it. Now we will see some of the immediate objectives of the Indian National Congress. The first objective was to enable the national workers of all parts of India to become personally known to each other, to end all the racial, religious and provincial prejudice, to promote feeling of national unity among the lovers of the country. The formulation of popular demand on vital Indian problems and their presentation before the government. To decide the political tasks or jobs to be undertaken during the ensuing year. It was also for training and organizing the public opinion in the country. So that was it in this video. We will continue in the next video. Thank you so much.
So in this video, we are going to analyze some of the factors that promoted in the growth of Indian nationalism. So here we are having 5 factors, first of which is the role of press, then we will analyze socio-religious reform movements, then we will see how economic exploitation done by Britishers contributed in promotion of Indian nationalism, followed by repressive colonial policies of Britishers, and at the end we will see how the establishment of Indian National Congress played its part in the promotion of Indian nationalism. So getting started with the role of press, in the columns of nationalist newspapers, the official policies of the Britishers were constantly criticized and the people were urged to work for the national welfare. The press also enabled the nationalist workers living in different parts of country, be it in Bengal, Bombay, Madras, to exchange views with one another over the political issues. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who was a Bengali social reformer, was the pioneer in the field of Indian journalism, and his newspaper, which was named as Samvad Kaumudi, basically it was a weekly Bengali newspaper. In that particular paper, he constantly protested against the government control over the freedom of press. Dadabhai Naoroji, who was from Bombay province, edited a newspaper named as Rastu Guftar in Gujarati, and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, he was from Bengal, started Shom Prakash, a weekly newspaper in Bengali. The English dailies like Times of India, which was established in 1861, the Statesman, which was established in 1875, and the Pioneer, which was established in 1865 by George Allen, all kept the people aware of the rapid political developments in India. Apart from Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Dadabhai Naoroji, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who was also a freedom fighter from Bombay province, spread the message of freedom and natural rights through his newspapers named as Kesari and Maharatha. Apart from newspapers, national literature in the form of novels, essays, and patriotic poetry also played an important role in promotion of national consciousness. And one of the most famous novel called Anand Mat, which was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, is also called as a Bible of modern Bengali patriotism and also one of the progenitor of spirit of nationalism in India. So through these pointers, you must have got the point that Bengal was the nerve center of Indian nationalism. Now we will shift our focus towards social reform movements that how these contributed in the promotion of Indian nationalism. So first of all, we will see some of the popular social reformers, first of which is Raja Ram Mohan Roy from Bengal, followed by Swami Dayanand Saraswati from Gujarat, Swami Vivekanand from Bengal, Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar from Bengal, and Jyotiba Phule, who was from Maharashtra. Now coming to their contribution. So we will analyze the contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy from Bengal, who was born in 1772. Basically, he set up a Brahmo Samaj in 1828 and he constantly condemned some evil practices like caste system, idol worship, child marriage, and sati system. It was largely because of his support that Lord William Bentinck, who was the Governor General of India, abolished the sati system. He also denounced polygamy and advocated widow remarriage and female education. You may call that because of his initiation coupled with the efforts of Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, the Widow Remarriage Act was passed during the reign of Lord Dalhousie. He demanded the freedom of press and he also started a Bengali weekly called Sambad Kumbudi, which we have already discussed in this video. He wanted that the military budget to be reduced and that particular amount should be allocated over the health and education.
Now we will look at some of the reforms made by Jyotiba Phule, who was born in the year 1827. Jyotiba Phule has his voice against the domination of the Brahmins and the pathetic condition of the Dalits, that is Shudras and Atishudras. His book Gulamgiri focused on the Brahmin domination and the poverty of lower caste. He believed that the English education should be spread among Shudras so that they could be educated and fight for their rights. He also founded the Satyashodak Samaj in 1873 to protect the rights of Shudras. Dinamitra was the mouthpiece of this Samaj. For the welfare of women, he opened the girls' school in India. It was the first girls' school he opened in India and known as the Savitribai Phule. He also favored the widow remarriage. He got tank constructed outside his house for the use of the Dalits. Next, we will see the economic exploitation in the reign of the Britishers. The Britishers did the impoverishment of the peasants. The handicraft of India deteriorated very badly. Dissatisfaction of the educated Indians as the better paid jobs were reserved only for the Europeans. Public welfare were totally neglected in the British period as they paid no attention to the people of India in the field of education, health, or sanitation. So this was it in this video. We will analyze the other topics of this chapter in next video. Thank you.